السلف بلغ من شأنهم أنه ذكر عن بعضهم أنه إذا سمع الأذان وكان في مهنته يقطع فورا، حتى ذكر عن بعضهم أنه كان حدادا، فإذا أذن وقد رفع مطرقته لا ينزلها إنزالا وإنما يسقطها إسقاطا، لأنه سمع الله أكبر فانقطعت الدنيا. يبادرون ويسارعون، يقومون إلى الصلاة نشيطين أكثر من نشاط أهل الدنيا لدنياهم.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hope you're doing well. So, in the clip I shared, one of my favorite sheikhs was just talking about how there was this blacksmith who heard the Adhan, Allahu Akbar, in it, and then he dropped his hammer immediately. And just how they would let go of their worldly affairs when they heard the Adhan, it's time to pray. And I just think that's so beautiful, because the rush we get in America is taxing. And just the pace of it all, the fact that we would stop in our worldly affairs as Muslims and pray. And I want this to be available for more people. I really do. And I think that's one of the benefits about hearing the Adhan in public, and why it's so essential to Muslim spirituality. Because once you hear it, it reminds you. If you're looking at your watch, it's a little different when it comes on a notification on your cell phone. But if you were to hear it with a real person reciting it, there's this immense love, I believe, that would flow. And it just warms your heart. And so I think it would be wonderful if, more and more Muslims would get a way to where we can have such things like that in our community. And just the fact that Islam requires that you stop what you're doing in business, what you're doing, and to pray, it is beautiful. Christians don't really have that. Hindus don't really have that. You can hear the bells for Mass, and, it's done on Sundays for the most part, depending on, how they do their bells. But it doesn't rock you as hard as a human being vocalizing that it's time to pray. And if you notice, in films and in movies, you'll have a woman who does, like Assassin's Creed Odyssey. You'll hear like, oh, like there's this vocal that happens. It's not an actual word, but a sound. You see this in countless movies of fantasy and fiction and war. And the Adhan, to me, it almost has that same goosebump effect when it comes into action. And this also made me think about how we need to have more places owned by Muslims and employing Muslims so that they can pray. Because a lot of places discriminate against you. Even though there's laws that you can't discriminate, we know that there will be loopholes where they'll try to punish you. And there even will be some Christians who they'll be disgusted that a Muslim's going to go pray instead of being, gone for 5-10 minutes. But if you're a smoker, you can go have a smoke break. But if you're going to go pray, well, now it's a problem, right? And so this also made me think about how many Muslims can be entrepreneurs, work from home, have side hustles, and all that, so that they can protect their prayer, because we know how important prayer is. This also made me think about how it's hard for women to want to be stay-at-home moms sometimes, because of how the feminists of LinkedIn shame being a stay-at-home mom. And I've archived so many of their posts stating that. But if you're a stay-at-home mom, you get to pray more. You get to be closer in terms of spirituality, like spiritual perfection. You gain more spirituality because you're not in the rat race as much. And sometimes, it's better to be able to lock in your prayers than to have $200 shoes and some stupid $600 purse and, $700 worth of makeup. You get what I'm saying? So, it just is beautiful when you remember that there is people, and there is people who, when they hear it, they're like, nice. And I hope one day that every city in America can have that Adhan. And it's important, I think, as well, for it to be a nice voice with some nice speakers. So it's not jarring and alarming. It doesn't feel like a prison interrogation sound. To where it's actually melodic in the way that's permissible. You know what I mean? Not to where it sounds like music, but Ral Kurdi is a good reciter. Everyone has their favorite reciters. And not everybody can be perfect, but the muadhin, the person who announces that, I think it's a very important role, because it is a form of dawah and it is very soothing. So may we all be able to live up to that. And it's really hard for moms. You're changing one diaper and other kids maybe not eating their sandwich. It can get very taxing. But as the children get older, it gets easier, inshallah. But hopefully people can put down their video game. They can try their level best to achieve their prayers on time. And if not, do them right away when you're able. Sometimes you're a taxi driver. You're not able to just pull over and pray when the person you're taking has like a flight to catch. They got places to be. So you're not always able. You're a bus driver. Ambulance worker. You name it. You're a surgeon performing surgery. You can't necessarily stop in the middle of the surgery. There's all these different areas where you're like, oh, this is difficult. But for the most part, hopefully, we can make it to where it's normal for people to stop what they're doing and to pray. Let me know what you think, and please like, comment, and subscribe, and join the blog, support the channel at www.subscribestar.com/Milahan. See you there.